Alright, guys. Well, I'll give you I'll walk you around real quick. This is on the new link. So, I deleted mine and I shared it to the admin so they can. I'm just gonna do a walk around and then. Excuse me, guys. I'm gonna come through. I'm live on her channel right now, so.
She had people from all over the world that wanted to be here, so like, can you guys stream it? Because you know, she knows yeah.
How about Bert? Is he still alive?
Was it for the lunch?
Yeah, it's live right now.
If you need help with it, I can.
Oh, Buff, he was dandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was dandy. Yeah, he was bit. No, he got shot.
Delicious punch. Just checking in, seeing what you're doing. Live. I like it. I like it. Yes. That's my finance. Hello, Sir Michael. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Is it not on? We made them.
Oh, okay. They made them.
They spliced it up. They spliced it up.
Just want to let everybody know that there are refreshments, there's finger food, there's cupcakes, there's cookies. And we're going to get this thing started. We just want people to mingle for a while and then we'll get going here in just a little while. All right?
I didn't knock it down.
I saw
For the record, cameras up there.
I saw you.
No, I think we're good.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Have you got your choice from the chair?
My close vision is still, plus I have to sometimes. But let's get a lot better. My biggest thing is I gotta learn that it's closer. It's nothing. Man, that's just so bad. yeah, I mean, there's no pain. You don't do anything. The whole procedure, I had stigmatism, so take a laser and go in there and do the stigmatism. That's 6 seconds. Stigmatism, so I have a then when they went in to do the cataract surgery, maximum 6 minutes. I was going to do mine 2 weeks later, but this eye here, because I had fluid in there, I said, no, I want this one getting better before you do this one. So I waited 3 or 4 5 weeks. You know, when you get the first eye, take the lens off the eye. I was wearing glasses. And you have one here. Most people didn't even know. You know, they said, I can get race with your eye, just my black shirt, and they go, as soon as that happened, I got the second one. So I'm going to take the lens and I still to this day, take a shirt off, put a shirt on, put the glasses on. Or I get up in the morning and go reach over the nice thing. I'm glad. I used to ask them, I used to say, but you know, I was the opposite. I still little mark on it. I got my thing she went and got first eye in her vision was almost she came in the house and she told her husband she was using the paint the house inside the house when she was
I don't think my paint just sneaks in the back and close it.
shit, what the hell are you doing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it takes about 35, 40 minutes. Hey, you said you have one, I mean, when I do.
Everybody walked away, man.
Turn the lights off so you can see the pictures better.
Yeah, you're second.
So would that be like, could that be like Katie and them second cousin? Kind of a little still driving. Yeah, I know. Because I'm kind of.
And I can sit.
I feel like in Salem, there's a lot of crossing lines. How they're related and not related. You know that place out of town in Illinois? Days for Life. Yeah. And they used to well, no, that's it doesn't
You guys are brother and sister. Me and Holly are brother and sister.
That's a fine.
No, it's definite Adam and Eve. It's just everybody's good. The truth is straight lines.
You talked a lot off, didn't you?
randomly speak faster.
They should die. All the rest of the emails. I think she already blew it before. Well, first off, she did it last time. And it's still there. We have fun. Well, I don't think You know, first one down
We'll go like this. It's a Catholic house in real life. Is making money off of this living room. Yes, they're selling it for quite a pretty penny because of the history of the house. Yeah, you said the frog.
I forgot to do this. Something felt weird when they said you were making fun of like never made that.
Hey guys, plugging in the phone. It's not the right charger. We'll be getting started soon for the talky parts.
It's the neatest of a job. She has her own money. She can buy a couple of things that she would otherwise be doing like netting and those. So she's doing it. So be a dad, but be a dad a little backing up. She don't have a mustache.
How did you do this video with the song and music? The music numbers?
Yeah, I don't know if it's uploaded yet. Let me see. Yeah, it didn't upload yet. So it was because we were trying to get a new one uploaded, and it's not up there yet. If you can get her to come over here. It's at 89%. It's at 89%. It's uploading right now.
Probably by the time we.
Maybe it's going pretty slow, but
Well, she's gonna get it up there.
yeah,
Once we read that.
yeah.
That video is still uploading, but the other one should already be uploaded. The one with the
Said that. It's not bad. I've been standing for far too long.
So it's
Yeah.
fabulous. I like
But I don't see it. Is it this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it is that one. Okay.
Yeah, so we can do that. It just has the watermark in it.
Okay.
You
So when do we want to play that?
We can whatever, because it's not like it's monetized, so if you want to put the other non-work one on, you can.
Like that's at 90% now. Do you want to?
We're back right now.
Yeah. Just go ahead and put this back in the slideshow. Please don't spill. That's the only thing.
Slightly.
I feel so bad for Brittany. What? Yeah. So little people.
I think with 200 cupcakes.
Well, you never know, you know? Like, I don't know. I didn't know they weren't talking. She gave me a card.
And I said, how's Sherry doing? And she's like, and I showed her the whole thing. I was like, this weird thing happened on my phone. So I showed her how Sherry's on my,
Yeah.
you know, that happened right after. She's just like, that is so weird. I'm like, I know. I don't even have his number. And we've never even, I don't know.
Yeah. Did she leave? She said she was only gonna. I tried to bring her to the cupcake table. And then I walked over here. But she doesn't left. But I wanted, I put this over here and I covered it. Yeah. Okay, so. Oh, that's fine.
We've got our little inspector up here checking things out. Just want to welcome everybody. It's going to be tough to get through today. But
I gotta take the seat.
nobody deserves the tribute. We're giving her today. Also, just want to let you know that this is also being live broadcast, so we're all going to be in the movies. So you might want to be in your best. Those that are joining us remotely, you know, to celebrate the life of Melody Lane. I think most of you know me, or I've been around my Melody. After I get done here, I'm not going to take a lot of time, but I'd like to let the family members share some thoughts and memories about Melody, and then anybody else after they're done can come up and throughout the. We've got another 2 hours here. I mean, if you stay around, fine, but feel free to come up at any time. The mic's going to be open, or if it's shut off, we'll just let Alex know. He's our tech back there. Alex, Melody's son. So, but anyhow, you know, Melody came into my life. She was what? I think 7 years old. Poor little daughter. And she did it with a tremendous amount of love. And Melody was, and Melody and David at that time, you know, they were a child. You know, at that time I was 30 years old. And on the way back, Suzette was I think it's time you could have a baby. And here we got Holly. But anyhow, figured out to get we were having hairstylist. Virtually everywhere Suzette and I would go, somebody knew or had heard of Melody Lane. She's sitting on her eyes, where she lives, in the village hospital. Well, I had the opportunity after that. Melody wanted to go to one of her Cricut meetings and dress up as this so these women could come up and get their picture taken with the Cricut. And she says, I recognized you from that time. Okay? So, again, like I said, we heard from so many people all over the world. I mean, not just in the United States, all over the world. Emails. When she passed, I don't know how many thousands of emails came in. Read all of them. And Alex, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but did she have something like about 700,000 followers?
So
I
no.
don't know what the number is, but
On YouTube is just over 200,000, but
200,000
Facebook
followers
groups
on YouTube.
300,000.
You know, and Facebook and everything else. So, I mean, she was well known. And again, like I said, everywhere we went, we heard of her. A beautiful butterfly that loved life and people. And she never uttered a discouraging word. Other than if she threw the dice in Yahtzee or Sparkle or whatever, and the numbers just didn't come up the way she wanted them, okay? She loved to win, all right? But she would laugh, or her contagious laugh, she would just carry on, and we just enjoyed just playing all those games. When we started hearing from all these people, they had so many adjectives that they used to describe her. Where our mother and I thought we really knew her, we became even more aware of how special she really was and how much she meant to so many people. Words of describers such as adventurous, caring, kind, helpful, loving, creative, positive, bright, adorable, alive, cheerful, delightful, funny, talented, compassionate, thoughtful, and generous were part of everyone's vocabulary when they sent their thoughts and prayers to us. And oh yes, let's not forget color, their thoughts and prayers to us. And oh yes, let's not forget colorful. Okay, and that's why you see all these colors here today. That was Melody, and here's her hair. Okay, and that was her trademark. That hair was her trademark. I know that many of these same words, and I hope a lot of the people come up today and share their thoughts and memories about Melody. But you know, many of these same adjectives are going to be said today many times as people share their thoughts. Okay. So if you want to come up and share your memories about Melody, please do so. And don't worry that somebody else may have said the same thing that you were going to say. Okay? After all, these words describe Melody. And we all need to hear as many times as we can. That's how we're going to remember Melody. This is her celebration of life. So let's just do just that. Melody, today is your day. We miss you. We love you. And we'll forever hold you in our hearts. And someday, we will be together again. Before I turn over to Holly, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, this is a celebration of life, but I think these tears are just part of that celebration. They really are. You see some little things up here, and we put these up here so that each one of you can have this little memory card about Melody. Please take one. These little decals, Suzette and I have them on my car, we have them on our golf carts. You know, so be surprised riding around the village as people see this, and they know what this is. It's a Cricut. And it says Melody Lane on it. And I'm pretty sure if you have one of these on your car and you pull into Walmart or wherever you go, somebody's going to spot this, and somebody knows this trademark. And they know who it is. Okay? And then there's little memory bands. I have one on, Suzette has. I want to make sure all of you grab hold of one of those. Take it back to have a memory of Melody as you go back. But again, I want to thank you. I'm going to turn this over to Melody. and, I'm sorry, Holly, obviously old age is set in.
No, you don't have Robert.
Yeah,
It gets you.
yeah, it does, but, give a little feedback here.
I got
But
it.
again, Holly, and please, feel free to go over and continue on, and hope to hear from some of you folks up here a little later on. Holly, are you ready?
Holly, you want to play the other video first, or?
No, we'll do that after.
Okay.
That's great, Dad. You get us crying and then have me come up.
Good life story. There's that crazy outfit. You really look good there. Got the picture I ever had.
Okay. I'll get going. This is kind of long. So basically, how do you? I'm not cry too hard. This is.
Want somebody to read it for you, Holly? Yeah, have somebody read it for you.
Oh, we just made a bigger print.
You need some glasses? No.
I just had my, like I said, I just had, that's this might be a little easier for me since I haven't read this before. I didn't prepare it. This is how do you begin to sum up? Maybe not. A person's beautiful melody in just a few paragraphs. You don't, first, that is impossible. A few paragraphs will never do her justice. Who is Melody Lane? Melody Lane Schneider was 50 years young, and with being in a retirement community, already she felt, obviously, she's hanging around a bunch of old people. You know, actually, we feel young when we first moved there. It said she was like a teenager there, born April 4th, 1971. Lived in Bonus, and I think part of this is her obituary.
Yeah, there's like stuff. Yeah, because I remember obituaries and there's stuff.
Lived in Bonus before moving to the Villages, Florida. Passed away from COVID on February 15th, 2022 in Las Vegas, Nevada, while on vacation with her son, Alex. And thankful he recovered. Absolutely. Melody graduated from Birmingham Community High School in 1989 and then became a hairstylist in the area for 25 years. During her many years as a stylist, she worked at Fields Hair and Tanning Salon. Actually, I've had one haircut from her because I never had any hair, and that was at that place. And managed Thomas Davis Salons, as you know, Suzette and I owned a salon for a while. I don't know how drunk I was when I bought that. She also, with her mom, started Algon Midwest Beauty Systems in the Bonus, where they sold hair colors at various salons. Melody was a color specialist and has taught so many stylists in the art of coloring that she had built a great clientele. And she loved doing hair, but after 25 years, was just ready for something different. She started crafting. She made all of these cards you see up here and fell in love with it quickly. She found not only did she love crafting, but she was very passionate about inspiring and teaching others to craft also. She made the decision to create YouTube tutorials, sharing her knowledge with others. So that is exactly what she did. I have to admit, I thought that when she told me she was giving up doing hair and going to move across country to craft and do videos, I thought, is this what a midlife crisis looks like? Pretty good, how I like it. It doesn't always mean getting a new sports car. It turns out it was no midlife crisis at all. It was actually an epiphany. She has started on a journey of happiness, doing what truly made Melody happy. She took her positive spirit and visualized the life she wanted, and she made it happen. She had an amazing ability to see the positive in every situation. Absolutely true. I will miss many times calling her when in a stressful situation. What like now? And she would always help me find the positive in all of this. It was actually kind of a magical how she did that. Again, remember, I mean, that lady over there. She started Melody Lane Designs. At first, Melody Lane's design started as a doggy couture line.
Yeah.
My doggy had a couture that she had created. Then she got into using Cricut machines and really loved it, and the community involved around it. I can't begin to describe how amazing the crafting the circuit community is. It's easy to see why she was so passionate about it. She became an official product expert for Cricut and shared all her knowledge and love of the Cricut machines and products with people from all over the world. I want to insert something here. I told Melody I wanted a Cricut machine. I had a good contact, and she gave me one. And I ended up giving it to Holly after she passed, because when Melody moved down there, I didn't need a Cricut machine. I just told her I wanted this or that, and she did it, okay? That's why in the back of my car it says Bourbonnais, Illinois on it. Down there in Florida where we live, that's when everybody puts where they're from on their cars, their golf carts. You'd be surprised how many people come up and say, oh, you're from Bourbonnais, Illinois. But anyhow, I had a Cricut machine, but I could never do anything like this. But she was, anyhow, let me go here. She grew her audience to hundreds of thousands of followers on YouTube and thousands on Patreon, which I very basically understand what that is. She truly loved her followers and was so grateful for them. They had not only become friends, but they became like family. She then continued that journey of happiness and moved to the Villages, Florida, where she can enjoy nice weather year-round and live a life on her golf cart, which I'm sure you've seen pictures of that. Because as I always say, life is better on a golf cart. And it is. Melody also had a dream of having a crafting Airbnb. That became fully stocked with materials and machines to craft with your heart away. She made that happen, and it has brought together crafters from all over the world that have met there for crafting a retreat together. And basically what this is, she bought another home down there, a smaller home, and basically turned it into a crafting place to go. And people would come there for a week, 2 days, whatever, through Airbnb and stay there. She would stock the whole thing, had all these machines in there. She had a lady that would come in and help set it up, Alex would. Sometimes I actually went there if they were out of town. And it was amazing how we had people, I believe, from England that came there and other places. But the one that was most amazing to me was I saw there were some people, I believe they were from Oxford, Florida. Oxford, Florida is about 4 or 5 miles from her house.
Yeah.
They rented the place to go over there and craft. And I thought, these people are really crafters, or my other thought was maybe they're just trying to get away from their husbands for about 3 or 4 years. But anyhow, they went over there and rented this place to use it. One of Melody's greatest gifts is how she spread positivity everywhere she went. And one thing Melody loved more than anything was giving back. He spent her last birthday, her 50th, at Michael's Craft Store, giving away gift cards to random strangers, because to her that was the best present ever. Even though in person, and here it goes again, she was really shy, she made her really nervous. She made this thing work. I had a little, in conversations with Melody and them, a little conversation about her birthday. She didn't call it her birthday, she called that her birthday, or birth month. She celebrated it the whole month. And I mean, she celebrated it her whole month. And I had heard a little bit about this. And you know, I'm busy on other things, so I didn't dig into it, but after she passed, I started jumping on some of her stuff. And Alex was there at Michael's, videoing her walking around Michael's and giving out gift cards. I think there was some $200 ones.
Yeah, there was one for $250, and then the other ones were $100, totaling in $2,250.
So $2,250 total. And she just walked up to people and said, here, I've got a gift card for you. And some people had little kids with them, you know, and they said, well, what's that for? She said, well, I'm celebrating my birthday. This is my birthday month, I'm turning 50. And people would just want to know what kind of gimmick there was. I said, no gimmick, you're all paid for. Here, I just want you to have it. He says, if you know someone you think needs it more than you do, pass it on to them. But that was the kind of generosity this woman had. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, there she goes.
She comes on screen with a funny face.
Okay.
I could not put it there.
Melody loved her family, friends, and followers, enjoyed playing games with her family, which I talked about earlier. I can tell you that family game night will not be the same without her exciting, clapping, or pouty face. We really get into it and sparkle. Yeah. She loved everything Cricut and crafty, her Tesla Model X. Let's not forget her love for Elon Musk. Who appeared a lot in her videos because she had a full-size cardboard cutout on him. I got to add another snip here. She does have a full-size cutout of Elon Musk. Alex and Melody had been gone somewhere, and it may have been when they went to Las Vegas.
It was.
And anyhow, we have Alexa, and every once in a while we'll kick on saying Melody's home or something about it. And Suzette says, well, maybe you need to go up and check on that house. And I said, well, do you see any movement? Because we bring up a video. She says, no. So I said, all right, I'll drive. And it's about 5-6 miles from our house. So I jumped in the car and went up there. And I walked in, you know, looked around, and as you walk in the foyer, there's bedrooms on this side, and it goes around the kitchen. And her house, the living room is not a living room, it's a crafting room. Okay? If you ever saw pictures of it, you go, oh my God. Huh? Oh, it did come up? Alex is really good at this. I just know what's coming up. But anyhow, I walked through, I went into the back bedroom, I went into the bathroom and everything else and checked it out. And I came back out, and this way I went around the front of the counters. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I saw a person standing there. And I jumped, and I put up my fist like I was going to fight. And I went, oh my God, it's Elon Musk. And I told Holly, I said, that's got to go. That's gotta go. But it is still in there, but now I at least know he's there, okay?
I'm going to move it around.
Yeah. This is, again, getting back to part of our obituary. Surviving is her son, Alex Cadle.
You forgot the part about her Crocs. You can't forget about her love of
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Okay.
It was a real thing.
I'm just talking, okay. And then she talked about she loved road trips and her son Alex, who remembers her first road trip to Vegas where hundreds of her followers Bitmoji.
Yes.
Yeah.
And names were put on poster board and in the back seats so they could come along on the trip.
Her whole back seat was filled with poster boards with hundreds of followers, pictures, and names because they wanted to go with.
It was awkward walking into the hotel before.
Yeah, she took us all there. It was awesome.
And oh, how could I forget her love for Crocs? If you see Melody, she was always wearing Crocs. If she couldn't wear Crocs, she didn't want to go, and that's true. I can't tell you how many pairs of brand new Crocs were in that house. She's waiting to use them. Surviving is her son Alex Cadle, the village, formerly Bradley, your parents, you know us, formerly Bourbonis, David and Chris Schneider. They're now in Northport, Florida. That's her biological father and stepmother. They're formerly of Watsika. A brother and his wife, David and Jocelyn Snyder of Brooklyn, formerly of Bourbonis. And one sister and her husband, Holly, and Matt Fine of Crown Point, Indiana, formerly of Bourbonis. It's amazing how we all live together in the same house. Nieces and nephews, Samantha Snyder, Connor Klein, and Madison Klein, Chris Adonia, Kevin Adonia, and Hannah Porter, several aunts, uncles, cousins, and many other special friends, including 3 ladies who became her admins and became family to her. And Holly can probably explain to you what an admin is if you want to know.
Or the Facebook group.
Yeah. She was so thankful, as are we, for them. Jamie Leonard, Sue Bazinski, and Sue Wright from Barlow. Thank you, ladies. This was upside down. I think this is the last page. Melody's positive spirit and outlook on life are contagious and that infectious life. Oh, yes. Our family and the world will definitely miss her. Her followers describe her as a ray of sunshine, their Saturday morning cartoons. Many have told me how Melody pulled them out of the dark place, which, by the way, they suggest crafting is a wonderful therapy. I say it's cheaper, but as crafters know, that's probably a lot. As one of her followers says, be happy, be grateful, be a Melody. One thing I keep thinking back to about a short dream vacation to Vegas. She told me how she felt like a queen when she was there. Melody's not the type of person at all. She had never felt that way before, so I'm so glad she got to experience feeling like the queen she was. She deserved to feel exactly like that. It seems unfair the world has to miss out on her. We will do our best to carry on her legacy, so go out there and spread positivity in her memories every day. And thank you for loving her. So, one more little thing, and then I'm going to turn it over. I got to set out. I'm getting old. There's a thing in here about Melody's Tesla. She loved that Tesla. I mean, it was amazing. Well, Melody moved down there to Florida, and she had a Mitsubishi Mirage. Now, I don't know if you're all familiar with Mitsubishi. I'm not sure if you're all familiar with a Mitsubishi Mirage, but it's basically a shoebox with wheels on it, steering wheel.
It's a 3-cylinder.
Like the same size.
Huh? Yeah, golf cart's pretty close. Anyhow, she comes over after she started really becoming successful in her business and that. She came over to the house one day and she said, Mom and Dad, I'm going to buy a Tesla. Well, I knew a little bit about Teslas. Not that much. And I said, well, why do you want to buy a Tesla? And she said, well, I'll never have to buy gas again. I said, okay. I said, but aren't these pretty expensive? She said, oh yeah, they're real expensive. And she bought the X model, which is the biggest one. And I asked her, I said, Melody, I said, you know how you drive your car now? I said, how often do you fill up that Mitsubishi with gas? And she said, well, about every 2 to 3 months. And I said, so you're thinking that buying this $100,000 Tesla is a good investment, and you're going to help the planet based on the fact you burn 60 gallons of gas a month, or a year. He said, oh yeah. She said, well, I just bought her Tesla. She ordered a new one. And she had it in order, I believe, about a year and a half or something like that. It was a long time. And I think just before she went to Vegas, she got notified by Tesla that she had a serial number on her vehicle, as I recall. And she was excited when she got back from Vegas. She was going to get her new Tesla. The day she passed, Holly got an email. Your Tesla ready. Never got to drive it. But she got to enjoy the other one she had, and she just loved it immensely. So again, I'm going to turn this over. I just thank everybody. You know, the turnout is great. I know she's up there. She's seen this, and someday, like I said, we're gonna be able to see Melody again. So.
She'll probably crack on Queen Street.
Yes, she will. Crash come up, and then anybody else. I know everybody's got something to say.
It's not rock, paper, scissors.
I know.
Yeah, do you want me to play that video now?
Well, and in the video,
You'll have the song, a couple.
yeah, and in the video, it's gonna have towards the end, it will have projects that were created in Melody's honor. And then it's also her followers we reached out to, because they wanted to be part of her memorial too, so we asked them any words they wanted to say. So at the end, there'll be like messages from her followers, and that's gonna go quick, you're not gonna be able to read it, but it will be on YouTube, and then people can pause it and read it. But her followers meant a lot to her, so we wanted them and their words about Melody to be included.
And the song that you're going to hear, I think some of you may have already heard it online, but this song was sent to us. And it was actually published when I knew the day after she passed. Beautiful song.
We good? Good. All right.
I don't know why God always takes the good things first. And man, I've tried to be strong and carry on, but damn this good. And I just wish that I could talk to you again somehow, some way. Even if it's for a moment, so I can hear you say, don't cry for me, I'm alright. Yeah, I'm better than you know. And this life can be a shorter ride, so don't waste it on sorrow. You just hold on to those moments and the memories we share. We're both headed for the same place anyway. I just beat you there. So they say, just give it a little time, you'll be okay. That might be true. It don't really help me today.
Yeah, all the jumps are people. Yeah, I figured that. Like where the people live. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I know we have a lot in Michigan and Florida. That is amazing. And Texas. Have your names. That's awesome. Thank you. This is amazing. I'm gonna keep this card forever. Thank
Hi, my name is Terry Green. I bought a Cricut for one in 2016. I started watching this funny lady with pink and blue hair, Melody Lane, who made me laugh, cry. I love her more every time I watched her, and then met her on the Zoom. She provided for us. I consider her to be one of my best friends. She was a small woman, but was mighty like a tall oak tree. She gave her time and talents to all of us, and didn't really expect anything in return. Who gives thousands of dollars away on their 50th birthday? Melody Lane did. I too. Melody, I'll always love and try to emulate you. Goodbye, my sister and friend. I'll see you in the next life.
Thank you for watching, everyone. I really appreciated it. See, they still can't see me talking. Yes,
I have to tell you the story out of Uncle Hallie. And she was 5 years old, or about 5 years old. They was Suzette and Tom brought her by our house in Jefferson City. And I think they were going to the Lake of the Ozarks on a boat outing or something. Yeah, she was about 5 years old. She just naturally was not.
To it. I can't turn this
That
up.
was Dave. Yeah, that was Dave. That's right. Okay, so anyhow, well, she was just a darling little 5-year-old. But guess what? She didn't want nothing to do with us. She was so bashful. She would just run and hide from me, and I could not get her on my lap. And so I think I helped, she probably saved some of this money that I made her that day. Because finally I started playing a game with her. I said, Melody, look what Uncle Hallie's got. And I'd show her a little piece of $1. And boy, here she'd get on my lap. She had a love for money. And we played that game for 2 days. I actually went and got some more ones. I went and took some larger bills and got more ones. She cleaned me out of all of her ones. As soon as she wanted to play another game, she'd get off my lap and go hide until I brought another $1 out. So I remember her at that age. And I knew that she was going to do something great. And she certainly did. We were all so proud. I guess we really didn't notice how super she was at being loved and helping others who was in a dark time come and get a brighter point of their life. And so we will miss Melody. And I just want to share that little story.
Now I know why she was sitting on my lap one time.
Hi, my name is Marla, and I am a friend slash, and Melody was my aunt. She came into my life when she married her first husband and only husband, and I got to know her through that marriage. And the more we talked, the more I got to realize how I knew other people through her family, Jeff Snyder, some other people. It was like a chain reaction of different people that we knew. I'm sorry, but I never saw the shy side of Melody, ever. But I have seen the loving, caring, and generosity that she brought to so many people. We've gone on vacations and stuff together. I remember going to Mexico with her, and we took a boat trip, and they had tequila punch, and Melody had a little too much. But we got off and got on the boat and went to the deck, and we saw these huge fish just hanging there. And I'm like, man, we gotta get a picture taken with that. She goes, no, they're not ours. They said, no one at home will ever know that, so let's get our picture taken. And actually, a lot of the family and friends at work and stuff didn't believe that we caught the fish. And finally, we had to confess and tell them that we really didn't, and we had fun with that. We also went on a trip to New York. It was an educational, with our continuing education for our work that we did, but we felt like it was more of a vacation than anything else. We had a lot of fun, and that's where she learned about Eldon, which is a company that she became very much involved with, and so did Suzette and the family. And ended up, when they opened their own salon, had that as part of their business as well. Then there were other times that even though she divorced my uncle, we continued our relationship as friends. I still continue to call her my aunt. She was like 4 years younger than me, but that was kind of a personal relationship we had. We just had fun with it. And we always invited her to the family reunions. Oh, I'm not married anymore. I don't know. I'm like, no, you need to come. But we would pull pranks on the family at the family reunion. And one particular year, we had gotten the eyeballs and the spiders and the mice and all this stuff, and we would hide it different places. And we were doing different stuff, and all of a sudden we heard, we gotta call the police, someone's out here. And it scared us to death, and we just stood against this tree, hoping not to get caught. And then all of a sudden we saw all these flashlights coming up, and they caught us. And it was scary for us, but we laughed so hard about so many things that we did. We had a lot of fun. I also got to know Melody through college church, because that was something that I was part of, their singles group, and we were going to that together. I was very much involved with activities and scheduling things for the young people. Sounds weird since I'm so old now. But I invited Melody, and we started going. We went when we were 20-something, 30-something, then it was something else. Because we grew in the ages of the group. And I remember being in the group, and so many times we would start to talk and sing, or we talk, and Melody and I would just start laughing. And anyone that knew Melody knew that she laughed, and laughed loud. And she had a very contagious laugh. very contagious, and people would tell us all the time in our group that, man, when the two of you laugh, everyone starts to laugh because it's a contagious laugh, and that was something that Melody had. When she laughed, you couldn't help but not laugh. The example of the little puppet chart, if you actually watch that video, there is a whole lot more to that, where she just continued to laugh and laugh and laugh, and you couldn't help but not join in and laugh with her, because that was just her. When I got married and moved away, I didn't have as much contact with Melody, but then some things changed in my life, and going through a hard time, and she's like, oh, you gotta get this Cricut, you gotta get this one, you'll love it, you do sewing, you can cut fabric, you can do all this stuff. And I said, I would love to. I said, but at this time, that's something that is not in my budget. And I'd say probably within the next week, she sent me the brand new Cricut, and that was Melody. She was always giving of herself to any and everyone, even to a stranger. Something that I want to let everyone know, in her home, if you watch any of her videos, her house is every crafter's dream, because basically she had her bedroom and the rest of the house was crafts. She did have a guest bedroom, but it's what every crafter would love. And one thing that she wanted to do in her house was to have a wall of gratitude, and that's what she did. Is she had this huge wall, and if you watch any of her videos, it was a wall of gratitude of so many things, and a lot of it was cards from people that she taught and showed them how to use it, things that she done, and she was always thankful. You know, things could be worse. She was always positive and tell people to talk about the positive things in life, things along those lines. And that's what I remember. She was always positive and always giving. And when I got a call when she went to the hospital, I knew it had to be real bad. Melody never went to the hospital. It was rare that she ever wanted to go to the hospital. And I remember calling, and I left a couple of messages in the voicemail. I'm so thankful Alex is with us today. I really do. He's just my cousin, not my friend. He's my cousin. But Melody was just a wonderful, outstanding, and giving person, and her love and her laughter was contagious all through her life.
So I'm Connor. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. Melody was my aunt, and unfortunately, with distance, and I never got to spend a lot of time with her, which is something I'll always regret, because she was, as much of you will say, just a ray of sunshine. And when I think of her, there's a line from John Lennon. It says, life is what happens while you're busy making other plans. And she never lived like that. She didn't care how much things cost. She didn't care what was going on. She wanted people to have a good time. And you can see that in her Cricut community and the reason why all of you are here today. Because no matter who you were, she loved you. And with my Aunt Melody, her laughter was very contagious. And as much of us joke, it's contagious to my mom and my grandma. Because if they ever laughed, they very had a contagious laugh because they all laughed the exact same. It was a little scary. But she had a way of making people smile, and she had a way of making people laugh that I haven't seen in anyone else. And her sense of community and family is one of the greatest things about her, and one that I wish I was able to spend more time with.
It was 2017, and I was teaching a retreat somewhere. I was all over the place teaching retreats, not paying attention to much of the world outside of my own bubble. My dad called, and he said, "Have you seen your cousin Melody? You guys remind me of each other. You both are all over this social media stuff." And I was not what Melody was, let me tell you. And so I started paying attention. And I started looking up her videos and looking at what she was doing instead of just thinking about myself at the moment. And I realized, wow, she's amazing. I sat there, and I'll never forget it. I'm really big into essential oil. So I was hi all of the followers over there because I'm Cousin Pam. You guys just saw Cousin Cam that we finally did. But the story goes like this. I'm around a big table entertaining people in my world. And I mentioned her name, and everybody at the table went, "Oh my gosh, that's your cousin?" And I went, "Where have I been? Under a rock?" And they're like, "Yes, wake up." So I immediately started watching videos. And I immediately started laughing. I know we've said it how many times, but that laugh doesn't just come from Aunt Suzette. That laugh comes from our grandma Gibbs. And many of us have that contagious laugh that happens. And so immediately I called Melody and I said, "I've been laughing. I know we don't even have a real relationship since we were the kids, and I remember the dollar game, and I remember all that. I'm 2 years older than her." And I said, "We don't even have a relationship, but we're into the same things, but I think we have things to teach each other." And she said, "What could I teach you?" That's how humble she was. She said, "What could I teach you?" She was watching me, and I'm watching her, and I said, "What are you talking about?" And I really want to get the point across how phenomenal she was as a she's a modern day celebrity. And I know there's many generations in this room, and that may mean one thing to one person and another thing to the other person, but a modern day celebrity is someone that is so vulnerable and so true to what they want to share. Not all of them are like that, but Melody is. In my opinion, she goes on forever because she has so many video and so much footage, content we call it in the world today, so much content that the modern day celebrity she is a world changer. And that's what we have in common, because changing the world in today's world is about caring for others virtually. And she truly accomplished that. So when I called her and she said, "What can I teach you?" I said, "What are you talking about? I'm so scared to go on those videos." She said, "No way." She said, "Well, I'm scared to do what you do. You just were at a thing for hundreds of people." And I said, "But we have something to teach each other." And so we started collaborating, and we started talking, and we came up with Cousins Camp. And so I went and I stayed with her, and I have a little bit of guilt. I'm going to be really vulnerable. I have guilt that I didn't make it go every year, that I didn't make it happen more and more. And I know that Melody would laugh at me right now. And she would say, what are you talking about? The world rolls the way the world rolls. It is what it is. So we believed in the same thing. If you haven't read this little card, you want to put this together, Holly, did you read this? Yeah. It's beautiful. And this little bottom wish, positive pledge, is exactly what we talked about all the time. Is that type of energy, and how do we raise the vibration of people? So I went and stayed with her for a week, 7 days. She picked me up in that little green car. Green, right? Wasn't it green and blue? What color? Oh, it was pink. I always think of it as green. Maybe that's the Cricut I've seen. Yeah, some weird little color. And I started laughing. We laughed from the airport all the way to the villages. Because you also have to realize this contagious laugh is a nervous laugh. We get it when we're really excited, when we really feel like we're changing people's lives, we want to laugh. And we got there, and we started, well, actually the month before, her amazing mind. When I want to develop something, I talk and talk and talk. When she wants to develop something, she goes inward and quiet. She experienced that, Holly, while she was training you, that she just, all of a sudden, would get just quiet. And you're like, what's going on? And it's the wheels turning. And my dad mentioned it, looking at the pictures up here. He goes, look at these pictures. She had a lot going on up there. You could see it in her facial expressions, that she was just so intelligent, so good with technology, that the wheels would just spin. So we had a great time trying to serve her community with health and wellness and helping her. So I got her out walking. We went in that trees. What is that? There's a mall. What is it called?
I don't know, I call it the tunnel.
The tunnel of trees, yeah.
It's the coolest thing, and we started going for walks daily and meeting her neighbors. And she's like, isn't it interesting that I know all these people virtually and have all these fans, and I don't know my neighbors? So we made it a pact, and every morning we went out walking, and we stopped anyone walking a dog, and we talked to them. And she's like, you have what I don't have, and I have what you don't have. And I said, we complement each other. I'm going to tell you something that's interesting. Is for years now, that was 5 years ago, we stayed in touch behind the scenes more. Actually, my best video, if you go to any YouTube, is when she filmed me from the guest bedroom doing in-bed movements. Because we tried to do what I do, use a lot of yoga and things, we tried to do that for her community so that the ones that were on bed rest or the ones that were in wheelchairs could get some movement in their life in between their crafting. And she filmed it. She made me do all these videos. I was like, no. She called me the one-shot wonder, and she'd laugh because she's like, she edited. I'm like, well, the reason why I'm a one-shot wonder, Melody, is because I don't know how to edit like you do. And I have to do it in one shot because there is no way I know how to do all that stuff. So we did a lot of those videos. But the big key was, for the last 5 years, we had a conversation about what philanthropic movement we could do together. And I told my dad this, I'm like, I don't know if there's one here today that you all have chosen. And the reason for that might be this, is we had a hard time wanting to create something that people would give to and not serve the person right in front of her. That's one of the reasons why she went to Michael's and just handed out money, because she wanted to give it right to the person instead of having it go through all these channels of the big companies that you deal with and that you serve. Because she wanted to make a difference person by person by touching someone's heart. That's what was so beautiful about coming together as cousins and realizing that we had all these years where we didn't even know each other very well. And then when we came together, we were very much alike in some ways. But I have to tell you, it was a gift. But she laughed. I said, Melody, I can't be consistent like you. Like, she taught me OBS. Those that are online know what that stuff is. She taught me all the pieces, and I could not accomplish it like her. She was very special at what she was doing. what she will continue to do, because it won't end. Patreon, Tom, you mentioned that, like, what is that thing? Well, it was interesting, I had someone come in my life, and I'm gonna be vague for the confidentiality of this, but I had someone come into my life that needed help. And you wouldn't think this person needed help, but he did. And I called Melody and I said, how can we help him? And she said, I can teach him Patreon. And she did. She taught him Patreon, and she saved him from bankruptcy and a situation that he would not have been in, or he didn't go into that situation because Melody Lang trained him on how to utilize his notoriety and how to serve others through Patreon.
Yeah, what is it?
Patreon is an online service that is a community-based service. So you belong in a membership format to a Patreon channel, so Melody Lang's Patreon. And she has different memberships in there, $5 a month, $10 a month. She has like 15 or 20 a month, doesn't she? Different levels of Patreon.
There's-
Different levels you can pay in, but some people just have 3 levels. So that you may pay in $5 a month, and then you get special time and education and community with that person. So it's a community-based program that you're paying the person to have that community and bring you together. So some people have cooking classes. Obviously, Melody had crafting classes, and then it was a place where her community could come together and interact. And they get different gifts through there too. I don't know, we get coffee mugs.
Yeah, they get access to all her files.
Yeah.
She has over 1,100 projects that are complete projects that they can make. They also get access to that 24/7 craft Zoom that we talked about, and there's all different things. You know, she created her pins. I don't know if you've seen her design pins, which me and
With the
Alex
Cricut
are
and everybody on
designing
it.
that. Yeah, so different
All the
ones. So there's
characters.
different levels, and they get different things at different levels.
Yeah.
Shout outs on videos, because some people want, you know, they're like sponsors.
So I'll leave my moment with this, that it was a huge deal for all of you as a family to come together on her 50th birthday. She literally worked for that for 2 years. And, you know, I would know a little special things from behind the scenes, and I will tell you, every time you eat a pretzel, think of Melody Lang. That was her favorite snack. She would eat them late at night, and I got her to put them in baggies so she wouldn't have the whole bag. So I said, I'll eat the whole bag of potato chips, and you'll eat the whole bag of pretzels. Let's put them in little baggies. And so we made packs like that we would do. But don't take for granted. Don't take anything for granted. I'm learning, it's where I get choked up and feel a little guilty of taking family for granted, taking people right in front of you for granted. She never took her fans for granted, but there were often times where she would want certain things, we would talk about it, we would want certain things to happen, and we'd try to make it happen. And I know that her message would be that, and I will say this, I didn't know if I was going to say it or not. When Aunt Suzette and Alex was in the hospital, and Aunt Suzette called me, or we talked about Melody being in the hospital, I tried to go there and tried to help her, and they weren't going to let me in, so I didn't travel there, but I talked them into letting me pray over her. Well, so that week before she went on the ventilator, I prayed like our grandma gives would pray over someone. And she spoke to me, not in words, but I could tell she was there, and she made sure that I could hear sound back. So I talked about the fans and the rest that she needed, and she's in forever rest now. And I have to tell you, she gave it her all. She deserves the rest. And we all, I mean, I look at her as iconic as Elvis. I just saw that movie, and I thought through the whole thing, this is kind of like Melody Lang. She's that, maybe, but you guys say how many 700,000 followers when I started working with her with my company that she started doing things with, which she won a trip to Hawaii. She was so good at it. They said she had 3 million followers. So when you really dig deep in there, from the years past, like the company that I work with did, they're like, she has 3 million followers. So she's a world changer, and she will forever be a modern day celebrity. I have to watch every step. I'm a trooper. I didn't think I was going to cry, but I can't promise anything. My name is Jill, and I'm not related to any of the family. Don't know 99% of you guys. I am a follower of Melody. I came to know her off of YouTube in 2020, you know, when I finished Netflix. And probably my children's fault, because they probably said, Mom, look at this, probably stupid, video on, you know, YouTube. And then YouTube so kindly tells you what you should look at. Well, it told me about some Cricut videos. And I came across Melody, and she reacquainted me with using paper to craft. I've been using my Cricut, disappointedly mostly, because I was mostly making t-shirts, which I can do, and I'm good at them, but they're not my love. And she showed me about making cards, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm really loving this. I'm having so much fun. But more importantly, I'm also on Melody's 24-hour Zoom a lot. I'm a late night owl, and so I have to make sure I go to bed. So I haven't been doing it much lately as far as that late at night, but sometimes till 3 a.m. And I have met a group of friends because of Melody. Melody very much, her and I clicked. I mean, she liked purple. I love purple. She loved butterflies. I love butterflies, and I did not realize I was wearing a butterfly dress to this. I was like, oh, I'll wear the butterfly dress, it packs easily, because I actually live in Tennessee. But I come up to Northwest Indiana for 4th of July every year. And Holly had mentioned it was going to be slightly after 4th. I was like, I'm staying. Sorry, brother. But anyway, I wanted to just tell you, it's been mentioned that she's touched many lives, and she really has. She started the 24-hour/7 Zoom slightly before Christmas of 2020, because many of her followers were homebound. They couldn't go see their family. Their family couldn't come see them, or they were afraid to do so, or whatever, because of the restrictions that we had. And I am going to read a few comments because, as you were told, this is live on YouTube. And so I've been watching the chat as Holly or Alex usually do, and they usually respond. So I've been like, Alex can't turn it up because it creates feedback. And Holly wants to read but can't. And so many hugs and love is being sent to you and Alex, by the way. You'll have to go back and check it out. But some of the comments that they have made, I wanted to share with you guys. One of her followers' friends, and she actually got to meet Melody, said, her name is Judy, and she said she is definitely missed, but she will always be in our thoughts and actions. Another one is, the world lost a wonderful gift when Melody left us. Another one said, goes to show our time here is borrowed. Spread joy and kindness while you can. Melody was all about that. If you didn't know, she was all about that. And Gail said that she lives on in all of us. We have the opportunity to keep her message going, to spread kindness everywhere. Marcia said, God definitely broke the mold when he created Melody. We can only strive to be what she has instilled in all of us. Lynn said, everybody keeps saying that she was shy, but she reached out and loved the world. She reached out and loved the world. Her YouTube followers are like 1.2 thousand, and that's just YouTube. She had her own website. She has 7, I think actually I ended up counting 8, Cricut-related Facebook groups. I had to get on all of them because those things, the bracelets and stickers, were a fundraiser.
And I got volunteered to help with that fundraiser. Well, I told the other lady whose idea was, I think Jill's on all of them. I wasn't. Let her help you. I'm like, okay, glad I have experience as a previous band booster. She's been such an inspiration to us and encouraging. When we didn't think we could make something, she was there for us. Her YouTube videos, I was actually educated as a teacher, and so I turn around and teach other people basically what Melody taught me a lot when it comes to crafting. And it's like, if you can't do it, just go back and replay the video and let it, catch up to it, and then start playing it again. Or replay it and replay it, stop it and replay it. She was so good. She was so good. And then she was educated as a hairdresser. And she's not a teacher, come on. She was just so good. She was just so patient with everyone when teaching a project. We were all blessed to know her and for her to let us into her life and share herself and her knowledge. And she even also obviously shared her sister and her son with us. Melody taught us that there is no such thing as a mistake, just a learning experience. You can take that into your life, people. You can take that into your life. Think about it. Things that you've done over the years, and you've learned through them. Somebody joins Patreon, which is a website for artists to earn money with. She actually helped Leah with her diagnosis and heart issues. So she was saving lives too. I mean, come on. Melody was just such a wonderful person. She has brought so many people together with her smile, with her laugh. Thankfully, we still have her mom and her sister to share that. It was very spooky when Holly came online for the first time, because it was shortly after Melody had passed. We were like, whoa. Because we're like, was that Melody's laugh? No, it was Holly. So we're so glad to have that. I feel for every one of the family members. I want to give you each a hug, but it might get awkward. And I'm so privileged to be able to be here, to meet her family, to see this, and to be a part of it. And from all her followers, and I obviously can't speak for all of them because I don't even know a tenth of them probably, but from her Zoom followers, definitely. We love her, miss her greatly. We'll continue to miss her, and we want to give hugs to each of you, everybody of us, every one of us. Take care.
I can't. I can't. I can't. Yeah, so if you just want to...
Well, again, we really appreciate it. We really appreciate everything that everyone has said. I think it's, like I said when I started, how much more about that person after she passed. It's a shame that we didn't know more. And every everybody sort of said the same thing today. Amazing. Unbelievable. How blessed were But how blessed were all of us to have known her, to have been around her, to have her touch our lives. That's the kind of person that's going to live on forever. Again, we're still here for a little while longer, but again,
Eat lots of cupcakes.
Please.
make a lot of bugs. Take home a balloon. Well, also, talk about the balloons. What we're going to do here in a little while, we have all these helium balloons, and they fill up the whole car. I know it's not environmentally correct. Okay?
Let's just be old school.
We're going to be old school. So we're going to cut some of them off, and we're going to go outside and release the balloons. We're going to reach up and out. We're going to reach up and out, and I know what she's going to see. So again, thank you. The mic is still open if you want. Alex is back there.
All of you together?
Just so much appreciated. Again, don't forget to stay
You want 12? You lost. You're really good. You're dealing with
Oh, that's hot.
Oh, really?
I didn't know you were. It was just a church.
Oh, no.
I had no interest. I didn't expect to see
Hi, Terry. How are you?
Alex, excuse me, can we give us a little bit of music?
Yeah.
Song.
Yeah, for sure. Back to the 80s. Yeah, what's up, Jenna? No. I'm gonna give you 2 boxes of cupcakes.
They got you in
Yeah, so this is live right now still. So, but yeah, I was just kind of simple real simple. There's like 4 things on there that I'm using.
Oh,
so,
yeah? That's funny. Shoot.
Yeah.
So Robin was here?
Yeah, she stopped by, gave me a card.
Yeah. Did she bring the baby?
Yeah. That was the first time I've seen the baby.
Yeah,
So
that baby's pretty chill.
it's you can still.
I didn't expect Tom, and I guess Suzette's here probably.
Yeah, she just went to the bathroom, so.
Saw Dave over there.
Yeah, everyone's here. I mean.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know that this was.
Yeah.
The whole family was
right.
Like I thought maybe it was just a church thing. It was like I just heard about Thursday or something.
Okay.
Because I'm not really online that. I mean, like I'm on Instagram, but not really Facebook or anything.
Okay. Yeah, I should have messaged you. There was just trying to get the message out to everybody, you know.
And I figured, like, I talked to Jordan last night. She said you were in town. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Now that all makes sense. But I didn't realize your mom and dad.
Yeah.
I mean,
So.
Oh shoot.
So are you in? So you're still up here, but are you going to? I keep hearing talks of Chattanooga.
Pardon?
Of Chattanooga.
We were thinking about moving to Chattanooga or somewhere, but not for a couple of years.
Okay.
It was supposed to be when I turned 55, but I'm turning 55 this year.
Okay.
And it's not going to happen this
year.
So this is going to sound so boring. I'll wait till the next union contract to see if I can get a buyout.
There you go.
I'm like, if it's an extra $10,000, I'll take it.
Right, for sure.
The next union contract's actually next year.
Okay.
Yeah, they kind of screwed it up. They went one time they did 5 years instead of 3 years. I don't know why, and so kind of threw off the whole timeline thing.
Okay. All right.
Are you guys still you're still doing YouTube or?
Yeah, so we've taken over her channel. So we're gonna continue the crafting and everything with that.
You doing all the projects or?
No, Holly and I both are. I brought up a bunch of stuff to get her craft room started. So.
Okay, cool. Does Holly live in Florida? Or?
No, she's in Crown Point.
Oh, Crown Point?
Yeah, and she'll be there for like another 20 years. So.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe she would move to Florida or something.
15 years or something. No. I know eventually, but got some time. So, but all right. I saw some people that came in during the talking thing, so I'm gonna make some rounds here.
Let's see you.
Yes, sir.
That's on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Video?
This is just in my Google Photos.
Okay. There's
everything
video that you did.
Oh, that's what Holly did, like with the music and everything. Yeah, that's on YouTube, and this is on YouTube right now.
Send me the link.
Yeah, right now. You want that one now or later?
Later.
Okay. Yeah, I can get that to you.
That was you that dropped Melody off at my house.
Yeah, that's okay. I didn't say anything. Right, when you said 5 years old, now wait a minute.
5 years old, you guys going to the lake, we always are to do some boating with friends, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I got that mixed up.
That's
okay.
I remember that once I had forgotten all about that, then I remember.
Give you $1 to set on my lap, and boy, how she came. I bet you all my dollars.
After she got
We became very good friends. Because I had some more dollars.
She knew what $1 was worth.
almost forgot about you guys. No, that's Uncle Dobie's. Yeah. I want to get one though. Oh, you are? Okay. You want some cupcakes? All right.
Thank you.
Hey, Tom. Suzette wants you to take a picture with her and her brothers and sisters.
Okay.
If you don't mind. They said the end here. They just want to take
Thank you, Joe. You're welcome.
How far you want to go?
This is going on either way now, yeah?
Just make sure you don't throw away her coffee. All of that.
Why? Now what's different? There's a Tables coming out.
Maybe 5 tables. Yeah, they'll leave about 5 tables up. Alright.
He said he usually leaves like 5 tables set up. He said he usually leaves 5 tables set up.
And some of these tables need to go in there. We took 3 tables out of there. Mr. House.
Push him down. Now watch your hand.
They will be voting
Thanks for watching, guys.